Hey guys, I'm remaking my Minecraft 1.8 video that I have that got popular, but it didn't have the best voice talking in it. You see, it was like really early in the morning. I don't remember what time, so please don't ask me. And plus, it's not up to date. It was put up over a month ago, and it has 3,000 views. People were like, "You're such a boring talker," and I'm like, "I know. Just please, you don't have to be forced to like this or anything." So, I mean, it was okay. I got a couple dislikes and a few likes, but at least it's not really early in the morning now. So I'm remaking this. I'm gonna direct people to this video because it's better, it's up to date, it's longer, and I'm actually awake. So here we go. Minecraft The Adventure Update 1.8. We're going to start out by going to what Notch said over a month ago about the adventure update. He was telling us that it's still going to be a long time away, but they're going to start testing stuff like experience and leveling. And they were also saying that they were thinking about adding NPC villages and stuff to explore and to raid and to ally and just play around with. So that was over a month ago. That was experimental. So not just blog here, trickling information. Most of this is confirmed on the forum. Go check the forum post. I'll have the forum post link in the description. You go check this out. So this pretty much covers a lot of the basic structure of 1.8. So we're gonna move over to lighting here. So the lighting, it looks pretty cool. You see this night shot here. It's a nice night shot. They say that the night's gonna be a little brighter. I'm hoping that that actually is true. To me, it does look like it's true from the pictures that I've seen. There's a nice blue clear light on the ground, kind of like real night. Real night. Yeah, real night. I didn't mess up. Haha. So yeah, it's like real nighttime, where you're sitting outside by the campfire if you have campfires, and you're sitting outside and you're gazing up at the moon, and your campfire goes out, and you see the only light that you have is the nice blue shining moonlight, kind of blue-ish. I don't know. So yes, and another thing is the torchlight. The torchlight actually looks like torches. Now, if you know anything about real torches, they aren't really that bright, and they flicker, and they're annoying, and they're not my first pick at portable lights, but yeah. So I'm hoping that they won't be like extremely dim, but I hope they'll be bright enough and it'll actually look like a torch. A small flicker effect would be pretty cool to have, but I think it would get too annoying at times, and it would just that people I don't think would like a flicker effect. They like a nice solid light. Maybe if it wasn't so flickery and it was just a soft, smooth, pulsating glow or something, it just goes like fades in and out. That would be acceptable. That'd be nice, but still might get annoying and stuff in caves or at home when you're sitting making stuff. You just have this constant on and off glow. That'd be kind of annoying. So now if you look in the cave, it you can see that there's a constant light in the cave. That light, people think might be a new type of dungeon. I don't think it's a dungeon. I think Notch just went in there and put a torch in there to see what it would look like from the outside. And it looks pretty cool. Light might actually look reflecting. I don't know. To me, it looks like it's going to reflect off of things. Now, I have some interesting facts here. Oh, jeez, I gotta stop saying. Okay. So I have interesting facts. What Notch said about how the light is going to work is there going to be a different texture set. You know how like there's foliage and trees. If you go into the Minecraft files, you'll find this triangular type image with different color hues and stuff. That is the same kind of concept that's going here. So Notch has this code. If you place the torch down within this radius, it's going to shine light, and the light's going to make the blocks turn this color and light up and stuff. So it's going to kind of work like that. So the light is actually an illusion. It looks like the light is creating its own color, but it's not. And it's actually pretty creative. It's a shortcut around a long project. So if we move on to the next picture here, we could see a interesting picture of ravines. The ravines are very narrow, you can see. And if you don't know what a ravine is, it's basically an underground chasm, whatever, however you pronounce it. My friend pronounces it chasm, or I pronounce it chasm. So somebody please post in the comments what it's supposed to be, because I honestly I'm not sure, and I'm too lazy of a couch potato to get on the internet and look that up. So yeah, but this image looks like the torches actually have a different color now, because in the other image you just saw, torches had an orange light. Now they have a bluish, kind of like a street lamp light. Now, I don't know if that is going to be the official dead end color for it, but you can kind of see it fading out into orangeness, which that does not look that natural to me. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? So that definitely, I'm not quite sure on the color, but the new lighting engine I am up for. I'm always up for graphical upgrades to games like this, and it's such an honor for me to be a part of the Minecraft beta. It's just been a blast playing with friends, testing, sending in feedback. I actually got a reply from somebody on Twitter. It wasn't one of the main makers of Minecraft. I think it was by Daniel Frisk, I think. He told me that, actually, he didn't tell me, he commented on my idea, but I tweeted, I sent in an idea for Minecraft volcanoes, and what the volcanoes would do, as you can see right here, they would spread lava at random times, and they'd be like so rare, and he thought it was a cool idea. I am not quite sure if this is ever going to be put into Minecraft, but I know some people at my school really want Notch to put in volcanoes, so I decided to actually say something about it. So that's pretty cool. Now back to the ravines picture. The ravines, it's basically self-explanatory. This is what it's going to look like. It's going to have water in it. You will be able to do a whole bunch of stuff, and just maybe not a whole bunch of stuff, but there will be minerals in it, of course. Which, well, that's the obvious. There obviously is going to be minerals. So, now we check here to the NPC villages. The NPC villages and the mushrooms. The mushrooms here, people think they're going to be their own biome. They think that there's going to be this outrageous mushroom biome, and there's going to be giant mushrooms everywhere, and it's going to be this crazy wonderland kind of thing. I don't think that. I think that the mushrooms are going to be on the outskirts of the NPC villages, or somewhere around NPC villages, so you can tell where they are, because I do not see any mushrooms anywhere else on this picture here. But the main reason I brought up this particular snapshot is because of the mountain and the terrain generation. The mountain off to the right, that looks like a more pronounced solid mountain than in Minecraft right now. To me, it just does. Because the mountains in Minecraft right now, they're gigantic, steep hills that you can't scale with your character. And they're just, they don't look that great to me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what more to say about it. It just doesn't look that, the mountains don't look that great to me currently. But this actually looks like a more pronounced mountain, or at least a giant hill. Because the mountains just look like mountains with cliffs. This one actually looks like a rounded mountain. And if you look towards the center of this snapshot is the ravines. You can see like the entrance to some ravines, and that's going to be another part of the interesting terrain generation. So that this update is looking pretty cool so far. And another thing is, you see how the biome actually has a straight line that it stops at, and you don't just see it melting into the other biome? That was really, really annoying. That is fixed in 1.8. Actually, it wasn't really fixed, it is added more pronounced biomes. So that is actually going to be pretty cool, I'm thinking. So now, if we go over to the new pictures of the combat here, you see this is what's called a stronghold. And what the strongholds are these underground fortresses. Well, they look underground from this picture. And they're going to have monsters in them. The new bricks, I'm going to call them cinder blocks. That's what I'm going to call them. The speculated name for them is concrete bricks or stone bricks. But I would be building with these a lot more than cobblestone because they look nicer. It's a nice addition. So from what I'm seeing from the strongholds here is there is a nice ravine going straight through it. If you go to the forum post here, it'll say a ravine crossing a stronghold looks like this. That is the wonder of Minecraft, the randomness of it. You'll never know what you'll find. And having a ravine crossing a stronghold is just amazing. That it just blows my mind to see two elements colliding with each other in Minecraft and having a totally natural and random response. Like you could totally see the hallway over to the right here get split off or cut off or something, and like the stairways crumbled and stuff. And people who think that that's a weird object on the ground down there, that's a dead skeleton. I don't know if Notch got perfect timing, or if there's going to be like longer dead bodies in this game, or I don't know. But yeah. So, and we can actually tell a few more things about this particular image, because if you look to the right where that hallway is, people think those are going to be a new type of reeds. And I messed up my tongue there. But people think that is going to be a new type of reed. People are calling them iron reeds. I'm not quite sure that makes much sense, but hey, it's video game logic. Anything can happen. So, there's the iron reeds, and people also think that you'll be able to craft iron bar doors, like jail cell doors. If you look in this picture of the ruins here, above ground ruins, people think this is going to be an above ground dungeon, but I am not quite sure. But it does look like an above ground dungeon here. At first I thought it was going to be a treasure kind of thing, like you go, oh, I found something, you go in and you find treasure. But now I find out that people are thinking it's a dungeon, and when I look at it, it does look like a dungeon. You've got the iron bar door that you can see out of the corner of that brick there, about like the right center, bottom right center, and oh my god, I just said again. We're gonna go into these new above ground ruins, get mauled by monsters, have a blast, loot whatever stuff they have, get the heck out of there and blow it up with TNT. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Yes. Yes is the universal word for everything. We move on to the next image. We have glass panes. Panes of glass. No, they're not painful. They're just glass panes. We have a nice log cabin windowsill with a window in it. Now, I have observed here, and other people have too, that they look to react like fences. That was awesome grammar. They look to react like fences. You have the corner there, and you got the thinness of it. Because if you put a fence in a window like that, like an open spot, like that's what I mean by window and open spot, and you morph it in your brain into that would make sense. Now, if you put a regular pane of glass there, glass block, and you morph it, that really wouldn't make sense to create a whole new block type for something that just needs to be changed a little. So we have these to work with now. If we move to the next slide, this is another big, that's punny, big. This is another main aspect of the terrain generation. People were asking questions like, Notch, will you make the map heights bigger? Or, Notch, can we have extremely tall mountains? And this is the result of what would happen if that were to come true. Now, he said, I don't remember, I'm not quoting any source of where I got this from, but I know Notch did say this. I did read this off of Notch. I forget where, though. But he said that if we were to raise the map height that high, it would cause mass lag on multiplayer servers because all the blocks having to be rendered, and that's also why we cannot have ambient torches in multiplayer for everyone, because if we did that, the server would have to handle all of those constantly changing blocks, and that would just be too much. Unless you have the superhuman computer that can run everything without any lag or anything. So, man, now I'm saying so. We have at the bottom of this gigantic mountain screenshot an experience bar and what people seem to be a hunger bar. The experience bar, people don't know how you're going to earn experience. People have been speculating that you'll earn it by just playing, moving, breaking blocks, making things. I think the most common thing would be to kill things. You would kill things by just, whoa, that didn't make any sense. And when you make things, you have a small amount of experience. But here is the big catch. The big catch is permadeath. People don't know how permadeath is going to work or if it is even going to be added. Notch did mention it, though, in an interview on the forum. The forum sends you to an interview in one of the recent update news things. And he said that he was thinking about adding permadeath and a way to win, but you wouldn't be able to win it. That's just how Notch wants to tease us. There's a way to win Minecraft, but you won't be able to. I love your thinking, Notch. That is the best idea ever. I'm not being sarcastic here. It really is. That is actually a good idea, because he said that people wouldn't play to win. They'd play to have fun and play. And that is the signs of a true, really good game developer. Because I look at Notch. He is my role model for developing games, and I love the way he thinks. He thinks always on the positive side. He thinks about what is going to make the user experience better in this game, and what people think about, like, people think about the combat and what things are boring and what he can improve. Now, if we go back into the combat talk about this, we can talk about the new critical hits that are coming in. Notch discussed about the critical hits. He also discussed the new like if you charge at an enemy, which I'm thinking that there is going to be a sprint button. By the sound of that, I can infer that there's going to be a sprint button. So if you charge at an enemy and you hit them, it'll send them flying. Sounds very satisfying, and Notch even says it's satisfying. So that is really good. But back on subject here, because I've gotten